Hello and welcome back to Thalric Plays Groundbreakers. In terms of release schedule, this video is actually only about 2 weeks after my last Groundbreakers video, but it's been a little bit longer since I've played the game. I think maybe about 3 or 4 weeks. Because I got distracted by other stuff, or not distracted, because I wanted to play other stuff, but the game is going to be released on June 15, and that should also be the day this video comes out. And the developers were nice enough to send me, and I assume a whole bunch of other guys as well, but that's beside the point, a press preview build, or access to the preview build, basically. So what I should have here right now should be the official release build, basically. It still says early access down here, but there are some changes, and it did in fact upgrade or update the client before I started it, so I assume it worked. And I like the game, and so I thought if they are nice enough to send me the access, I might as well do a little bit of release coverage and so show stuff that I haven't shown before. And even though it's been a while since I've played the game, I actually continued playing the game after recording videos in short bursts and sometimes a little bit longer, just for myself basically, because I wanted to progress and be able to show more once the game was actually out and I started to play it again. I don't know if I will have the time to do Groundbreakers on a regular basis now again. I assume not, at least not at the moment, but in the future I want to come back to the game, at least irregularly. So if you were still through all of this, if you're still with me, let me talk a little bit about the game first, because since this is coming out on release day or close after, chances might be that you are a new viewer looking for Groundbreakers. So, Groundbreakers, it is a turn-based strategy game with nice little robots that try to destroy each other, basically. We have some game modes, scenarios, which are basically settings in which you have to achieve a goal to gain chips as a reward. What chips are, we'll get to in a moment. There are also a lot of guys here that you can still unlock, which I have not unlocked yet. I haven't done too many scenarios because I've done more in other parts of the game. Next up would be the campaign, which adds an overall purpose to what you do in the game. You conquer squares and fight over the squares and try to destroy your opponents, basically. Then we have the Infinity Mine. This is where I have spent most of my times. It's basically sort of challenge levels. So you start at B1 and work your way down and get parts as rewards, and those parts you do need to upgrade your robots, but we'll get to that in a moment as well. Then of course we have the obligatory tutorial, which will teach you the basics of the game, and a multiplayer, which unfortunately even now I still haven't been able to touch. I hope I'll get there at some point. So let's take a look here. For one, this loading screen, it's also the intro screen when you start the game, looks really cool, and it's new for me. I haven't seen that before. I think, or I assume that's part of the release build, and that's pretty cool. So these are the robots, and we can go through them one by one here real quick, just for the looks of it, so that you know how they look like. By now I think I have about 20 or so. Let's count. So it's 5. And I'm just showing these for the looks, and you also can see here by the number below the different ranks I have them at, to which I've upgraded them. So wait, 5, 10, so this is 15. And these two are the only ones that look really similar. It's basically just switched colors. Everything else is quite unique. At least I have not encountered any more doubles here. So yeah, basically. Let's see, so that was 7, 12, 17 should be the number, so not quite. I don't know if I have unlocked all of them, if I'm still missing some. It's an odd number, so I assume there are still some that I can unlock, and I haven't found yet. But I don't know. So let's move on to the lab, and this is where you craft and upgrade your robots. And yeah, I don't have any blueprints right now. If you had a robot you hadn't built yet, it would show up under blueprints, and you could build it and craft it. What remains here for me is the upgrade tab, and there you can now see all of the robots that I do have available, including their level. So the only one that is at rank 1, or the only two, are the WPOO, basically, and the blue arrow. And you can see here it is highlighted what I can use, and here you can see what I actually need. And I am missing one of those silver fans to upgrade him, unfortunately, so I can't. But you're not stuck there if you can't find that. It's random what items you'll get as rewards, so you might not find them in a while. You can skip levels though, so if I had the correct gold parts, I could just upgrade him to gold directly. I think that the parts you need are higher if you skip a level. So if you were silver, I think this would, for example, only need 4. I'm not sure about that though. That's just my assumption. I have no proof here. And so as you can see, most of my robots are at cobalt level right now, which is the 4th one. And I have exactly one, the roller, at palladium level. So yeah, that's basically the status of things. And above that we have mithril, orichalcum, that's weird to pronounce, I don't know, and chlorophytium, basically. Yeah. I really like this loading screen. That looks pretty cool. I still hope they do something with this background here, because it looks a little bit underwhelming still to me, but oh well, that's just a minor thing. So what I want to do today is just show a little bit about the game, because it's the release of the game, and so I want to show a little bit of I assume I'm at the mid-game right now. I have put about 20 hours into the game, farming stuff and all of that, and so I want to show that. But before we get into the actual gameplay, let me show off one more feature of the game, which is the chips, and those you get mostly out of these scenarios. So as you can see here, you can put chips into your robots to alter and better them, basically. Let's use one that I haven't used yet. There are tiers in chips, so we have legendary and epics and rare, and it goes down to white and stuff. So normal and uncommon, I assume. Advanced, okay. And those you can put in here. You can also unlock these squares for gold, which you gather by doing stuff. The important part here also is you can combine. So this has nothing to do with the robots now, it's about the chips. You can combine several chips, for example, to create a chip of higher value. And so if all 3 chips are from the same type, you will get one from the same type. So Electrica, for example, should produce an Electrica chip, I think. Let's try that out real quick. Yep, and so it gained an advanced Electrica chip out of that. And so you can use your bad chips to create better ones. It does cost gold, but as you can see, I have a lot of gold. Because I haven't spent a whole lot of it right now, so I don't really know how the economy is here, if that's good or bad, or how fast you can burn through that if you really want to. And yeah, it's basically Tetris shapes here that you can work with, but there is another component that I haven't previously shown in these videos, which is the compression of chips. Because not only can you combine chips, you can make chips smaller so that they don't take up as much room. So you get these compression tokens or compressor tokens. I actually don't have that many of those yet. I think you get those out of the scenarios as well, so that's another reason to play them. But once again, my focus was mainly on the infinity mine so far. so I haven't gotten too many of them. But as you can see, we've got a chip with a 4-space chip here, and we can use 5 compressor chips here to compress that to a 3-space chip. So if I do that, let's just do that real quick, it's now a 3-slot chip. And if I can do that again and compress it down to 1 slot. So what you can actually do here with these chips is have a chip in each own square. It will take a whole lot of time probably to get there, but you can do a bunch of stuff with that and can upgrade your robots to probably ridiculous heights. And assuming that the difficulty curve keeps going up, you will need to do that, because every 5 levels of the Infinity Mine you rank up in reward parts. So the first 5 are iron, then you've got silver, next you've got gold, then there is cobalt, and now I am at palladium right now. But there are 100 Infinity Mine levels, so there are mithril, orichalcum, and the last one missing still, so that will put us up to 4D, so there are still 60 levels left that you will have to beat, and I assume they will increase in difficulty that you will have to compensate with the chips. So that's where the longevity of the game comes from, aside from the... Well, you can see I've put 20 hours in the game and I've barely unlocked... I haven't even beaten all of these because they do get really hard in after a while. So yeah, that's basically it. And that introduction was a lot longer than I planned it to be. So let's just get into the game and see if I can make some progress here. And I am going to take the one that I haven't beaten yet to make sure that I probably will fail, but we'll see about it. So I am going to go with some robots that I know I like. And I am sticking mostly, or probably exclusively, to cobalt robots because they have more hit points than the gold ones. The problem here is that most of those are close combat oriented, unfortunately. So this will be problematic, but we'll try anyway. So I'm going to go through those robots in a moment here, once we get to do stuff. So this is a typical setup for the Infinity Mine, as you always start in the middle, and opponents do spawn in from the outside, and you have to defeat them or survive until the time runs out. Okay, so the first one I have available right now is the Minigod, and the Minigod is more of a utility bot. He doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage, at least with his normal attacks. But what he can do is slow down opponents, for example. So we've got skills here. You can put 1 skill point in at the beginning, so he's got 2 skills at the moment, which is placement. You can push an enemy away and deal 40 damage, which is actually pretty good. And range of 5 is pretty high, and that is highlighted here, as you can see, the range. He's also got a skill called Time, which slows down opponents. And yeah, you can read that description there. But let me just undo that move real quick, because we can't actually reach an opponent, or can we? So you have an undo move button, but I can't reach an opponent yet. So I am just going to skip the turn with him. With the dual claw as well, we get back around to him in just a moment. I am a little bit scared about these guys. If you know my previous videos, you know why I am worried about them. And so I'm skipping basically most of my first turn, because I want to see what he ends up doing. The only guy I'm not doing that with is the roller. He's highly mobile, but also a very defensive robot. For one, he's got the skill rolling, which makes him very mobile. As you can see, most of the map is highlighted right now, and if I had used that, I could actually move him there and deal damage at a target location, 30 in this case. So that is really strong and a really cool skill. But I personally like to go for Fortress, and if an enemy moves into the highlighted spaces, I will attack him. The roller will attack him, deal 30 damage, and the roller also becomes almost immune to normal damage. Skills will still damage him normally, but he will not take that much normal damage anymore. But the opponents usually start with their special attacks, so this might... They do, of course, do that here. And so what we have here are White Knights and anti-bots. The problem with the anti-bots is they can silence, and that's what they did to the Wingnal here. Or Winginal, I still don't know how to pronounce that bot. Unfortunately. But it's fine. So what I'm going to go for with the mini god is once again, or is in this case, the slow. Let's slow down this anti-bot, make sure that it will take longer for him to be able to do stuff again. And now I can move the dual claw in. He's got 2 attacks, Steal Fuel, which deals damage and heals himself, and also the double attack, which just is 2 normal attacks basically. I don't know which one I will go for yet, because we can't get into reach. He's a close combat unit. Okay, then we've got the Cable Necks. Not that strong with his normal attacks, but his special attacks are pretty interesting. For one, he's got the Long Neck Big Mouth, which is a range 6 attack that allows him to deal 60 damage, which is pretty strong. Considering that, for example, these Cobalt level anti-bots have only 84 hit points, which is not a lot. And he pulls himself towards them, so you can... I could have attacked from back here. And then we've also got the Whirlwind Top, which is what I'm going to go for. And that deals damage to everything in this in the affected area and pushes them away. I don't exactly remember what the shield from the White Knight does. I assume I'm not going to deal a lot of damage here because of that. He's protected himself, but we'll see. Once again, it's been a little while since I've played this. Yep, so he's taking half damage, but we are dealing some good damage here. And that's what I was hoping for. The roller's defense mechanism, basically, thanks to the fortress. So this guy I could attack now, and he's probably the better target, but elevation does take an effect in this game, so I couldn't miss. And because of that, I don't really want to attack him at the moment, so we're going to keep the Wingnal back and take out this anti-bot. And if I pick up this little part here, which basically I can do now by moving over it, I will collect it at the end, and that does give me a Cobalt robot crafting part in this case. We also have this lock where I can see what happens, and I can also see what I get as rewards here. So shouldn't I get Palladium here? I don't know. Maybe it's not a certainty. I'm not entirely sure there. So let's ignore the anti-bot for now and slow down this guy. And so by using skills and attacking enemies, you do gain experience, which will allow you to level up. A level up gives you more hit points. And I am sure you can all understand by now why I like the roller fortress skill. So yeah, experience allows you to level up and gain more skill points and stuff like that, basically. You also deal more damage. So this was a double attack and we just took him out, basically. The anti-bot is very fragile, and I'm more interested in hurting him than, or taking them out quickly, basically. The Cable Necks also has an attack range of 2, so I can attack from 1 space back, so let's do that. I can't use my skill right now because it's on cooldown. So he doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, and their defensive skill makes it even harder to kill them. And this is the problem of this scenario right now, because there did more anti-bots spawn in that actually do deal a lot of damage. But I can't kill the White Knights as fast enough to make it count here. So let's see. I still can't. I'm still silenced basically. So this is what I should be able to see here. Wait. I usually just wait it out, but for the sake of showing things off, didn't I just show that somehow? I'm stupid. I can't remember how I did it, so let's pull back here. We might be in range of this guy, but we can't get out of it, so it doesn't really matter. But the Wingnell is a high damage robot. He deals a lot of damage. 65 to be exact, so that is halved right now. Not much we can do about that, but it's fine. So let's see. I am going to keep putting points in time, even though one emplacement might be good. Let's see. So the good thing here is I can plan out my moves if I'm not... just see how things go, basically. And let's slow down the anti-bots now, or at least this one. Because they scare me, of course. And so I would like to deal with the White Knights first. They're the ones that are slowing us down. Okay, so he's got 19 hit points left. I deal 30 damage, which is unfortunately not enough to kill him. So I am going to keep Fortress going, because that will hit this guy and this guy. It won't kill them, so this was a miss because of elevation, as you can see. Yep, he's in range, so the Wingnell is... No, he used anti-engine. Anti-engine is one of the skills he has, and that guy used it as well, so now I have to be worried. Oh no, they've got Wrenchies coming in. That's a heal bot, and so that might become a problem. Okay, let me think. I think for now, I'm just going to keep slowing down this anti-bot here. I do get the experience, and once I reach ultimate skills, things will pick up here with the... things will pick up with the mini-god. But I have to survive until then, so let's see. I am able to take out this guy. No, I am not. So let's hit him. You should always try to do something, because you do get experience from that. So it's really important that you do attack enemies or use skills. He's silenced right now, so I can't, even though I leveled up and could have stolen some fuel, I am actually not able to use the skill because of the anti-bot. And now they are going to take out the Wingnell. And I am probably going to lose this scenario, but that's the Infinity Mine. It's not easy, by no means. And there's probably a better combination of units that I could use here to do this with. But it's trial and error, usually. So let's attack him. Okay, so how much damage do I deal with you now? 10. As you can see, really not a lot. And so what I'm once again going to go for is slow down this guy so that I will be able to kill him before he heals, because the outer rim is basically is for healing. So the opponent we can't, but the opponent will heal. I think 30 hit points or something like that if they start their turn on it. So that's obviously something I don't want. We also don't block ourselves, so I can just move below my own guys, and I am going to use the whirlwind top here because it will hit both of them. It should kill him and damage him, of course. Okay, perfect. So the Wrenchi doesn't actually deal a lot of damage, but what he does do is heal, and that is where the problem lies. Because he heals for a lot. So that is the a big problem right now. And I'm not entirely sure. I could kill this guy. Yeah, it's probably for the best, but I would like to hit him. But there are more coming from over there. So let's take the secure damage and kill and take him out. Also, killing a guy gives you more experience, or killing a robot, basically. And that is pretty important to leveling up, because it gives you more hit points, gives you more skill points, so you have a better chance of winning. And now we get to see what the minigod can do with his flask skill. At this showdown time, basically, every robot enables the ultimate skill, and yeah, basically, that's what it does. And the minigod's skill is called Private Dimension, which creates a private dimension that I can create anywhere around here. So I'm just going to go like there, and it's... So minigod can move freely in this, so I can move him around wherever I want, except when I hit that immobilized space that the anti-engine created. So let me just tell you what happened there. Anti-engine is a skill from the anti-bot where he can mark spaces, and if one of my robots lands on that, they suffer damage and get immobilized for one turn. So now I can't actually move anymore, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well, it happens. So let's make use of placement, because these two are actually different when used in Private Dimension, which makes the minigod so interesting. So time used in the Private Dimension actually stops the unit, so I don't think he will act as long as the stop effect is in place. And placement, which usually would just push back the opponent, allows you to place him wherever you want inside the Private Dimension. So I am going to use it on the anti-bot here and place him right here. And that also worked together with the fortress we had going here. He moved in there basically and got killed. So that is... I actually did not do that on purpose, but I'm happy that it worked as it did. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let's also see if I can make good use of the Cable Nexus ultimate skill, which is Long Neck. And that basically has a range of 5, which is indicated here. And it binds all surrounding enemies for one turn, so they are unable to move. Considering that all of our opponents are, in fact, close combat units, this is pretty good. They can still use their special skills, which might be ranged, but aside from that, this is okay. But there are more enemies spawning in, so this is going to become problematic very soon. I don't really have a good option to show off the cannonball right now, so I won't. But I'll try in a moment. Yeah, I just need to move. So the good thing about the fortress is, if I level it up, it doesn't actually increase the damage, it just increases its range, at the moment at least. So now we cover both of those guys. And so let's use that. And now I am actually getting palladium parts. Okay, so why didn't that do any damage? Maybe because he's on a higher elevation and we missed? I don't know. We'll see. So, Dual Claw. Dual Claw has a very good ultimate skill. And that skill is the Extended Claw. It deals 80 damage and stuns the target. So it basically loses a turn. And now I just have to decide who to use it on. And I am going to undo that move. And we're not going to use it yet, because it actually really isn't that helpful. Instead, we're going to take down this anti-bot with a double attack. And save that for later here. So let's pick up this real quick. With a minigod we can do that move. And I immobilized myself again. It's fine that I'm taking out these anti-engines. And let's stop time for the Flame Tongue, because I don't like this. The Flame Tongue has area of effect attacks that would roast me here, quite literally. So I want nothing to do with that. And the WP coming closer is actually my interest here. I don't know if I can hit them the way I want to. We'll see. So let me show off what the long neck, big mouth does. So that allows me to move around the field and attack a unit. So let's go on this one, and I can pick the coordinate I want to come out at. So let's do this. We pull ourselves towards him, deal some damage, and end up next to him. So the repair tower was still up from him, so he healed. Yeah, I'm still going to lose this scenario. There's probably no way I'm going to win that. But at least I'm giving it a good shot here. Okay, so how are we going to progress now? I think now it's time to use the extended claw on that Renchi here. And it will deal its damage once the turn concludes. So unfortunately, I can't move here, which is where I wanted to be. And that is so unfortunate, but I will still use the cannonball. So the cannonball does 90 damage in a range of 2 all around him. So that's what we're going to do. It should kill the anti-bot and probably also this one. Let's see, how much hit points how many hit points do they have? 92, so he's just barely going to survive it. Oh well. Oh no, I've got a chip in him that if he uses a skill, enemies around us take 10 damage. So he died, but he actually survived because he had a skill put on him from those guys that decreases damage taken. So that's what happened there. Okay, I am still immobilized, and we can show something else here, and that is I can't use my skills now. I am not actually silenced, but I did use too many skills, so my heat is too high. So I'm overheating and I can't use skills. So I just have to do normal damage. And as you can see, not a lot. But the roller is one of my favorites because he can take a lot of damage basically and survive a bunch of stuff in his fortress mode, at least against normal attacks. So let's hope that I can put him back in there and slow down these guys. So he reflected damage on himself and killed him. That's another chip that I have in him that just reflects damage. That's all it does. As simple as that. Okay, so this is still problematic. So the Flame Tongue will probably get to do its thing, but I'm still going to use the Whirlwind Top, push down the Renchi. And that combined with the damage of the Dual Claw might be enough to kill it. I hope. No, he's not going to be pushed because we are in the way there. Okay, makes sense. So now you get to see what he does. Breath of Fire, you can see the area of effect, and that dealt 55 damage to a good chunk of my guys. So that is a problem. And a quite big one. Let's put some points into Steel Fuel and hit the Renchi here. All of our other skills are on cooldown. So let's see, you have 24 hit points left, which is too much for the mini god to deal. It's 20 that he does. So yeah, let's put him down here and use placement. That does 40 damage, so this guy is dead now. I really hope that he... Oh, yes, we lived long enough to survive this. Okay, so now if I upgrade Fortress, I do actually upgrade the damage that it deals. And so I really hope that he can do some good here, because he has 4 enemy robots in range. And should be able to do stuff here. But they could also kill him. Maybe. If they use special skills. Because against those, his resistances don't really work. But he's almost dead anyways, but he at least dealt another 120 damage here. And of course, yet another problem is that I am missing one robot, and I am missing that one dearly right now because he's really, really good. So can I kill that Renchi down there? No. That is so bad. 73. 73. This is a problem right now. But we still need to try and see what happens. And I'm just trying to collect more robot parts here right now. And now he's dead. So yeah, now we do have a really big problem. Down to 3 bots. And with these missions, it's just a matter of figuring out which robots to bring. Also a little bit of luck, because these squares are created randomly. So, okay, if I use private dimension, I probably will put myself above the heat maximum again. Yes. So I won't be able to actually kill anybody, but I'm still going to do it, mainly because it will allow me to move freely and pick up these 2 parts. And now it comes down a little bit to just farming for robot parts. If you can't win, you have to make the best out of it. So this, we were close to turning around, I think, but then there were more enemies spawning in and we actually didn't. But they're also not dealing a whole lot of damage to the dual claw right now. That is surprising. So let's take out the Renchi first, I think, because the Renchi could heal up the opponents. So how many? 59, and I deal 60 damage, so I don't need to use a dual attack here. Let's just kill him. And this is a tipping point, which might allow us to still win this, because if they can't kill us because we have too many hit points, we win. So that's why I'm putting the minigod all the way over there. I want to stay as far away as possible so that he can still do stuff while basically not in danger. So let's see. This is also the reason I should try. So this the Flame Tongue is a little bit of a weird guy because his range type is line 3. So he can only attack in lines of and 3 range. So all of them will be able to attack him, but none of them will be able to attack to move and attack the minigod. So I'm going to use long neck and immobilize all of them. So they can still attack, but hopefully, yep, they are not dealing that much damage to him, so he can tank it, I think. And next turn we'll be able to pick out one guy with a double attack, because it deals 120 damage. And that's more than enough to take down a guy. And I just need to wait on the minigod on his cooldown, basically. He needs to not get overheated anymore. So I probably can afford one double attack here. So let's see. Let's take out the Flame Tongue first, because it does deal more damage than the WPs, I think, or I don't know. You know where my struggle lies, I assume. Okay, let's move you up this way and attack. So we might actually be able to still be able to win this. Oh yeah, that was bad of me. That was really bad. So I definitely need to steal fuel here in a moment. The problem is the opponents can level up as well, I think. So they do regain health, and they gain more health if they live long enough and deal enough damage. So I can't afford to pick this up because it would mean going too far. Yeah, let's go up here and use the steel fuel. Won't kill him, which otherwise it would, but we need the health. So we gain 45 health. And then I am just going to kill this one. And I think once we're past a certain point, there aren't actually any more enemies spawning in. At the moment, at least looks like that. There hasn't been any new enemies in quite a while, so I think if we manage to take down those two, we should win. So let's put some damage on there. Go very heavy on placement and use it to push away him. Mainly because he needs to get into close range to deal damage to us. I could also just run over there and kill him now, so I think I'm actually going to go for that. It's probably better. Okay, I'm very happy about this right now. And this is also because it deals more damage. So let's use the long neck, big mouth and deal 70 damage to this guy. So I would like one more turn to pick up this piece here. But aside from that, I'm surprised that we're able to turn this around. Okay, so we actually can't pick that up. Well, we can. Will I kill him? Yes, we're increasing level, also increased damage, so we are dealing 25 right now, but I would like to get this, and now we can kill him. Okay, so this is actually all of the rewards we got. We also got some gold parts here, apparently. And we got some gold. And we get more rewards from this screen. And experience. I really like this loading screen. It's new for me. So next up would be B24. But let's take a look at the lab and see if maybe now I can upgrade somebody else. That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Let's switch to palladium parts and see if anything more is possible here. At the moment it doesn't really look like it though. Yeah, I didn't do... Oh, we actually can upgrade the mini god. That I'm very happy about, so let's do that. And usually it's the color change, so let's see what he looks like after that. Yep, so there's the bright orange. Okay, my second palladium robot. Pretty cool. And let's see, I did get some cobalt stuff as well, so maybe I can make that now. Yep, nope, I'm still missing something here. Yeah, it's fine. So this is basically what you do. Aside from the chips, this is what you are doing here. And let's, before we end the episode, because it's the release episode, let's do a scenario. Just to show this off as well for, once again, just in case you are a new watcher and want to find out about the game, let me just show you how the scenarios work. So, for one, you get to see what kind of chips you can find. Basically, so you can farm specifically for certain chip types, even though it is a little bit... it's basically a little bit random still, what you can get and what rarity they will have. Next, you can decide the length of the match, so we're going to go with medium now. And so the longer the match, the better the quality chips you can find or get. So we're going to go with medium, and this normal mission game mode is leader. So I think we get assigned a random leader and he's not allowed to die. That's probably it. But we'll see about that. And also the space will be lava, so that's interesting. So I'm going to go with those two again, but let's show some others that I haven't used before. So for one, the anti-bot, we didn't use that. Let's show what he can do on our side. Also the War Priest, which is a healing bot, and the Cannoneer, because this one I actually really like. What hurts me the most is the blue arrow. I really like the blue arrow, and he's still on iron level because I can't find the right parts for him, unfortunately. I am not specifically looking for them, and I could farm iron parts very effectively right now to go up to silver, but still this is problematic. So The victory condition. Eliminate your enemy. Defeat. Your leader dies. The time point limit is 15,000. And as you can see here, this is a change up from the Infinity Mine. Outside of the Infinity Mine, the areas you fight on are different. So there are environmental effects. So this is basically our objective. So we need to protect our important robot until timeout or wipe out the enemies. So if at some point there are no enemies remaining, I win. So that's what I usually try to go for. And this is the explanation for the lava scenario, basically. So bricks will be constantly heated up to half-broken bricks, so like these. The map will constantly fill in lava tile with normal bricks, or half-broken bricks will be constantly broken up to lava tiles, so these. And yeah, that's basically it. And that does heat up, and I think if you stand on one of those or end up one of those, I'm not sure if you take damage, but what does happen is you do heat up, I think. So you overheat and probably can't move. And so we need for them to get closer to us first, as always. So I'm not going to go very heavily forward. And now we do have a repair zone as well, unlike previously. So here if our robots get taken out, they respawn in the repair zone a little bit later, and we can heal our robots in this first zone here. So what do they field? They've got a slingshot. So they've got a mini-guard, an anti-bot, a gumshot, that's what it is, a jammic, which could be interesting. It's another weird robot, but his skills are pretty cool, and he lives through those, and they've also got a roller, so fairly close to ours. Okay, so this is our leader, marked by this star next to him. So we are going to keep him in the back for now. He's also close combat. Yes, instant 1, so just close combat range. He's got 2 skills, heal, so I can heal an adjacent ally for 30. Or I can war transform, so that way I increase my speed, but my healing amount decreases. So that could be something we want to go for. We do have a lot of hit points. So let's do that now. It does increase our speed, so that could be good. And that also switches our color. And that just looks cool, basically. But I am going to keep the cannoneer back for now and show his skills when I actually use some of them. Okay, and we're going to keep the roller back as well. I want them to come closer. I would like to engage on my terms and not their turns. And we also, yep, there's the anti-skill I was afraid of. So there's not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Okay, let's go over this way. And use placement. That will deal damage and push him back. And let's move the anti-bot back to heal. He's silenced and his range is really low, which is a problem. So yeah, we can't do too much there at the moment. Let's move him down over this way for now. I still need them to come a little bit closer for this to work. So this is the lava refilling, basically. It opens up more movement options. So this field basically just rebuilds itself on a regular basis. That's its whole thing. So I'm not going to use his skills right now, but I'm going to show them. So first is the jump shot, which leaves behind 4 cannonballs. So on each of these points, there will be a cannonball that deals 60 damage, and you can jump away and land on any of the highlighted spaces. So that doesn't really help me as long as there are no enemies around us. The next one is overdrive, which just allows me to it increases my speed, so I can move more spaces. I don't really need that right now, so I don't have to go for it, and we'll just shoot. He's also a long-ranged unit, so he's got a range of 5, which is really good. So let's move him down here, and let's go for the anti-bot right now. It's not a lot of damage, to be sure, but it's better than nothing. And here you can now see the rolling skill, and I have no idea why he just rolled back there, to be honest. That was weird. But let's use the rolling ourselves and move over this way, just so that I can get into close combat with him already this turn, instead of next turn. So I'm still silenced here and not completely up to full health, so let's just keep it like that. Yeah, and if he wants to deal damage there, I really don't mind. And let's see if we can take down this guy. Not quite, but we did deal some damage there. Yeah, so it might be that he did that, so that I won't be able to kill all of them. That's probably it. And I am having trouble here right now. Oh, I'm going to lose this. I'm fairly certain about that right now. Yeah, so this won't kill him. Am I already overheated? Heat 18, so... Oh yeah, we've got placement. Placement's cooldown is bigger. So let's move here and attack him. The problem is he's got a skill called Sticky Gum, or whatever he just used on us here, so that slows down our movement. And he hit us with a lot of damage, so that could become a problem in a moment here. But let's see. Now I would like to use anti-skill, because now we can again. Anti-skill actually does have a really big range, a range of 5, and we're going to use that on him to try and disable him as much as possible. I'm not too worried about the mini-god. Yep, so I won't be able to move here. That's the problem. So let's hopefully killing him will allow us to level up. So we do regain a little bit of health here, which should keep us alive at least for a little while. And yeah. So let's just focus on these guys. If I don't have to move forward that much, I can live with them. So as you can see, he's dead. So he's placed in the repair zone, and he needs to repair before he can get back in. That will put him back up to full health though. So we need to be aware of that. And let's move towards them. We can't really reach them this time. Oh yeah, that was dumb. And that's one of the skills of the Jammik, called Friendly Fire. If he's got 2 enemies in range that can attack each other, they will attack each other, basically. That's what it does. Okay, so I need to go back with him. For now. I need to heal. And then we can probably use his heal skill. Okay, now I've got placement available, and I'm going to use that to hopefully annoy the gum shot and kill him. And basically prevent him from retreating from us. So we're putting him into our own starting zone. I hope he won't heal health here. I really don't know if he does. I didn't have that problem so far, but now we should just be able to kill him, I think. But let's give myself some elevation so that I don't miss here. And now he's out. They will respawn though. So yeah, it's not that it's over yet. We're about 1/3 through this scenario, at least from a time perspective. And it doesn't really look like we will be able to kill the entire enemy team right now. So yeah, that's basically the side of things. So let's see. Now I can just slow here. Let's slow the Jamek. Yeah, he's really keeping the roller back. I have not seen this behavior from the opponent so far. And let's go annoy his mini-god. But I should be careful to not overextend, because once those guys respawn, we will have a hard time surviving that. They could end up killing me, so that is problematic. Let's hit him with an anti-skill. It does deal a good amount of damage here, and it silences him. He didn't really use that many of his skills anyways, just placement so far. But he can't do that now. And now we have unlocked the last skills, so now things get really interesting. And that is the skill, the final skill of the gum shot, which is called Powerful Gum, and we can be lucky that it's only one guy. But he did just pull us towards him, basically. And that's a problem. But I do have some fun up my sleeve. But I can't really reach. So now I am going to use Overdrive in just a moment here. Because Overdrive does not end my turn, but it allows me to move further. And that will be important for me to make good use of the final skill of him, which is the big ball. So I didn't actually use the War Priest that much yet. So let's see. War Rain creates a War Rain at the War Priest's position, fully healing all allies and dealing damage to all enemies in range. In Warrior mode, the healing amount halves, but the damage doubles. Wow, that sounds really powerful. So let's start moving him in again, I think. We're at half health here, so it might not be the best idea, but I want to try it out. Is he almost dead? 15. We only deal 10 damage right now, so it doesn't help me too much yet. But let's set up a private dimension right in his backyard and hit him like so. He's almost dead. So the cool thing about the anti-bot is that his ultimate skill is called Wormhole, and that will allow us to teleport to a position of our choosing in range, and after that we do gain a new turn, so I can now do stuff, basically. And that is what I'm going to do. So let's try to... can I do stuff with that? I think so. If I can get him close enough. Yeah, let's try. So I am going to set up... like so, an anti-engine right here. And I can choose multiple spaces, so I'm just trying to immobilize him right there. He needs to move through that for that to take effect, but I think it's likely that at least one of those guys will get stuck there. I hope so. We'll see. Yeah, but we just gave him a good excuse to not move at all. Okay, but at least he got stuck there. Okay. We need to move closer with him. Can I kill him with a big ball? I cannot, so let's just attack him. The problem with the roller is he's really slow to level up. So, because I gave him that skill there, the rolling, I can't use Fortress, and it will be a long while before I can use Fortress. Unfortunately, but let's use Big Ball now and put it on the Jamek. We will push him back with that and deal 100 damage, and that's just pretty amazing, I'd say. You can take down this guy. So I am going a lot more aggressive than I planned to, and now we might start to regret that, but we'll see. I'm not done yet. So I can use placement on him, and we're just going to put him over here. Okay, so why do I look like this? This is... Okay, apparently I can move there for whatever reason. I'm probably still going to die. But I don't know. Okay, so now he's immobilized, so that is perfect. And now I would like to use the Warfall, or I should deactivate this so that the healing is bigger. And I've never seen this skill before, so... Oh, wow. What? That was a lot. Okay, so this guy is not going anywhere, so let's deal damage against the anti-bot. Well, I probably should have killed him, in hindsight. It's too late now. No use for me to complain. I also can't do anything with this guy now. And the Jammik needs to get back into range. Oh, yeah, he's using Friendly Fire again. But it's fine. The Minigod does have a good amount of health, so he doesn't die very easily. How much damage do I deal? 15 now. How much hit points does he have left? 30, so too much. So let's hit him. I could use some skills, but the little bit of damage here might be good enough to take him out. Unfortunately, he's overheated, so I can't attack with him, so we have to attack normally, which is fine as well, because he's fragile, but he does a lot of damage, so he can do stuff still. Okay, let's take out the Gumshot. It's a waste of an attack, unfortunately, but we need to do it. So we probably still won't be able to take out the entire enemy team here, but we are dealing some heavy damage. The roller will go down in a moment, though, I assume. But that is fine. Let's just focus on Jammik, because he can get out of range from us, basically. And all I need to do here is pretty much let the clock go down, if it comes down to that. So yeah, you are not healing. You can forget about that really fast. Okay, perfect. And that hit the last one. Oh wow, now I can have some fun. This is a suicide mission, but it's going to be a fun one, because I'm going to use the cannonball. And that's going to deal a whole bunch of damage. It killed his roller. So I don't remember what the jamming field does, but it's fine. Oh, we just barely survived that. But still. Okay, Acid Zone. It's an annoying skill. For sure. But it's also not too bad for us right now. So he used placement. So I'm going to use the same and push him in the Acid Zone. And that causes him to take 30 damage. And will also prevent any movement from him as long as he doesn't want to take more damage. So let's hit the Jammik. It's got a lot of hit points. These utility bots usually do. And let's level up healing a lot and heal our Cannoneer for a lot. Well, 50. It's still good. Spares us the move backwards. And I should be able to kill the Minigod. So let's do that. I'm more worried about it than the Jammik, to be sure. And I won't be able to move because of the acid zone, and that would cause me to take damage. So let's use Fortress and just stay in his starting zone. Yep, so he took out the anti-bot. It happens. Not my favorite thing to happen, to be sure. But it also isn't too bad. So let's just deal some damage here. And we're in the last third of the match. Oh, wow, that jerk. The problem is I will have to retreat a little bit soon here. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, all things considering. But we do have to consider it. And let's undo that move. I don't really want to give him the chance here. Let's try to take out the Jammik. I am putting myself in friendly fire land here again, unfortunately. But we are able to hit him before he hits us, so he's down. Oh, now he's preventing us from retreating. That is a bit unfortunate, so I'm unable to move. So let's keep using Fortress here. Not like we can do anything else or whatever. I don't really need the wall rain right now, I think. But let's do it in War Transform. Nope, now I overheated and now I just ended my turn. I forgot about that, so that wasn't too smart. So he thinks he can bind me and he actually can't. Because I've got my private dimension and I would like these parts here. Even though they're probably just iron. Or they're also chips, which is pretty cool. So it's not completely without use. Yep, so we get unidentified chips here. When I played the scenarios, this item lock wasn't a thing yet. It didn't exist. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised about that. Okay, yeah, wait. I need to go there. And then use Big Ball, because I don't want to be pushed towards them. I would like for his powerful gum to pull us towards our starting zone. That's what's better here. And I can decide where I would like the anti-bot to respawn. I don't get to actually use him yet. We will have to wait one more turn, but that is fine. And if he wants to focus on us over there, I really don't mind. So we're just out of range there. So let's do our move like so. And just keep in the general vicinity. And I should probably retreat here. Let's just try and see if I can make it out alive. Probably. Because here's where the rolling comes in very handy. I can get very far and also kill this guy. Well, not quite, unfortunately. But we're close and the minigod should be able to finish the job. Okay. They've still got that one roller though, so we still don't win. But it's fine. The point of these scenarios is not usually to win as fast as possible, but to win while the time running out. Best would be a long mission, because that gives you the most chips and the best quality chips, I think. But it's certainly not entirely necessary. Let's not use the wormhole yet. It doesn't really help us that much. So I'll just let them respawn. I'm going to retreat as far as possible. And if it comes down to it, we'll just let the timer run out. I can now move towards them again, which is what I am going to do, at least a little bit. And we'll work from there. I just have to be careful. And now he's actually trapped there. That is pretty funny. I can't get away. Oh well, it happens. So now I can use this. Hello. How are you? And I could actually use it again if I have the heat to support it, which is pretty cool. But let's just use anti-skill on the roller to prevent him from rolling, basically. And I can also put you here, and you can heal this guy for a little bit. So if I don't have to retreat, why should I? And I'd rather do stuff than run away and do nothing. Oh yeah, they're doing stuff against each other again. And that actually hurts quite a bit. Oh wow. And that's where the jamming is really powerful. I keep forgetting about his skills. And that's not good. He deals a lot of damage, like so. So if I get there... Let's try. I want to see how much damage this does. It will end in a moment anyways. So I just would like to see. 75 on everybody is pretty good. And we're really close to the end. 95. And they can't possibly kill him. It's not going to happen. He has too many hit points left. Okay, thank you very much. So now there's only the Jamek, who we probably won't be able to take out before the timer runs out, but at least we came close here in the end. Oh yeah, and they do have durability actually, so the other ones are not respawning, I think, or is this one just respawning instantly because of whatever reason? Risky repair, 74%, might be that. It might be related to a chip that I'm not aware of. That's probably the reason. I'm not too deep into the chips yet. So let's go there, get that chip. Okay. And we're almost at the end. It's 28. And that should go down to 0 now. So timeout, conclude by scores. And we do win. So we unlock the next scenario for her. And we do get some rewards here. So some chips. The heart of the mission, and these are the compressor chips that we also got here. So that's pretty practical. And now we would have the next one available. But, oh, lab, what did we get here? Oh, just some new crafting stuff, I think. So this is where we're going to end it for today. And if you are a new viewer, I hope this gave you a little bit of an overview and showed you that there is some depth to the game that you can explore, and that will keep you invested in the game for quite some time. As I've said, I've got a little bit over 20 hours, including this recording now in the game, and I'm nowhere near the end of things. I plan on getting there sometime, but it will take time, because you do get a lot out of this, so... I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to see me play more Groundbreakers, please let me know. Give me feedback. Tell me that you want to see more of this game, so that I know that you're all in, that there is interest out there. And then I will definitely do it at some point. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to see me play more Groundbreakers, just subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope that you tune in next time, and have a nice day. Bye.